Good evening. I'm Avneet, an artist and your host for this evening. I welcome you all to our second conversation. Today we have with us Mr. Piyush Manush, renowned activist, environmentalist, and social entrepreneur from Dharmapuri, Salem district, Tamil Nadu. We would like to extend our warm regards to Mr. Piyush for taking time from his busy schedule for this conversation. Mr. Pugh started socio-political activism from his college days. He has been at the forefront of taking up not only governance issues, political corruptions, corporate environmental crashes, and many others, but also many transformative actions on the ground. He has saved and restored Maristhala, a large lake in Salem, under the People's Collective and also converted 650 acres of barren land into forest under a cooperative model and in the process reviving a dormant river. He is also instrumental in setting up many socially and ecologically conscious enterprises from his place. Today, he will be narrating his long journey, struggles, and experiences for us to take inspiration from, engage, and possibly participate. Thank you once again, and I'm handing it over to Mr. Piyush. Thank you.
Thank you for having me here. Uh, it's a small correction. The cooperative is 250 acres land, not 650. And Maristhalam is the name I gave to the lakes and water bodies I revived. So we have been able to revive 4 water bodies in Salem. One is Mukaneri, which is 58 acres. Then Amapet Kumaragiri Lake, which was 39 acres. Then we restored a 10-kilometer long stream, not a river. We regenerated a 10-kilometer long stream in Salem city, leading to Ismail Khan Eri. Then we restored the Ismail Khan Eri, and then we undertook Gundugal Eri and Nachinampatti Eri in the Salem district. So 5 projects, and then we restored 2 temple tank sort of structures in that design actually. Not exactly temple tanks, but yeah, sort of like temple tanks. So, uh, so, so we have had totally 7 projects inside Salem itself, successfully done, and then we also had a lot of failures, which we learned from, and I started in 2000. No, in 97, I used to plant trees in hills around Salem. And in 98, 99, I decided that I will not take up any business act. I'm basically from a business family. And I didn't complete my graduation. Had to drop out of college, was sent to jail then for questioning the college. Then came back to my business. I took up mosquito net, making mosquito nets. Then I felt that it's basically plastic material, doesn't gel with my line of work. So I dropped it and started searching for green business opportunities. So in 1998, I came up with Areca sheath plates. CFTRI had bought the Areca sheath plates long back, but they had failed in it because it was catching fungus to it. So a small design change in the machine, and we came out with wonderful plates. And it became a very successful business model that enthused us a lot. From Areca, we went to vermicompost. From vermicompost, we went to biochar. Then from vermicompost, biochar, I decided to shift to farming. So in the year somewhere around 2004-5, I was thrown out of my house also. So then me and my children, and then I had to find employment for myself. So I got in touch with a guy who wanted to invest in agriculture, and with his help, we bought 2 patches of land, one 9 acre and one 70 acres. Working partnership was drawn out, and both the lands turned out to be very hard and undulated and dry, arid region. So that was in fact a boon for me at being cheated. Then I started working on dry and arid region cropping patterns and how to basically restore or work on those lands. In 2007, I bought 1.5 acres of land, worked on it for 2 years, and invited all my friends to start this Coop forest. And 2009, the Coop forest first partner, one doctor came. He bought 3 acres with me. till 2012, we had acquired 250 acres. Why this big patch of a land is because I would like to establish a model on undulated, dry, rocky regions from where farmers can come and learn. So till now, the journey that we had, this decade-long journey, starting in 2009 exactly, what it has taught us is investing. I've invested 20 lakhs or maybe 25 lakhs till date, or maybe a little higher, on 250 acres of land. It may sound very high a figure, but per acre, I've invested 10,000 rupees. And the water availability now is enough for 500 acres. And we are also a stream that goes from our land is we are in the water catchment area of Kaveri. So our stream is perennial now. It is perennially running at just an 600 mm of rainfall. If we get 600 mm rainfall, our stream will run perennially. So this is the model that we've been able to create with small dams, small check dams, small trenches, preserving grasslands, afforestation, and little big ponds that we have dug up, we have named it as tranches. So if time bidding, if people can go and look at Coop Forest, there is a lot of material available on the net also. Recently, Scroll made a video, and before the Down to Earth made a video. It's quite exhaustive. It shows the whole landscape, the undulated landscape. So forestry, a mix of agroforestry, a mix of water conservation is really rewarding. And 10 years for rejuvenation of a land with all the mistakes that I've done, because I'm a first generation farmer in my family. Rather, till 20 years, I have not stepped foot on the soil. Or splattering in the ditches in the city does not mean a thing. But having a real practical experience of farming started for me much later, after 21, 22. So being a first time farmer, I committed a lot of mistakes in these 10 years. But as of today, if we were to draw a water management plan for a given set of 250, 500 acres, we can do it. We can do a perfect job. And the idea now is that, and one more thing, there was one big drawback in all this 1 decade, that we did not have power supply. So I've been dabbling with sustainable electricity production with biogas and biomass. I'm sure I'll succeed one day, but as of now, I have not succeeded in it. But I have a huge faith on biomass gasifiers. As a farmer, I need to grow biomass and generate electricity from it. As a byproduct, I'll get charcoal. I will dump all the charcoal in my soil and regenerate it. So with that idea, the electricity got a little delayed. But finally, last year, we got electricity connection, 3-phase. 3-phase electricity was given to us after 100 poles were erected to Coop Forest. And now we are starting to pump the water upstream. So once this starts, I'm sure that a huge turnaround will happen. And Narendra Bhai has gone to Wayanad in the lapse of greenery. He would now like to come back to Coop Forest, saying, okay, Wayanad greenery is not so vibrant as Coop Forest greenery. So, yeah, and it's been a very, the journey has been with its little pitfalls, but the pleasure has always been that. Summer or winter or drought or severe storms, we have always enjoyed what has happened in Coop Forest. The privilege has been there to me because I am an entrepreneur and I know well to juggle money with. So I've been threatening my friends to fund me, to come and buy land with me, and they have also complied with it, with the demand of it. So, and in between I got arrested several times for various reasons thereof. So a lot of people have also left us because of our political differences that I have had with them. And many have joined also because of the political ideology that we have. But it is very pertinent, very important that we sort our politics out today. I cannot have conservation alone, or I cannot talk only about conservation and sustainable development and miss out on protecting whatever is left behind. Right from Kashmir to Lakshadweep, the model that we have seen, that what BJP has taken up, has been very, very dangerous. They are playing havoc with nature, and it is high time we stood up against them, and also created a model that could challenge their model. So, yeah. Now let's go to questions now, so that then the dialogue can start.
Uh, Piyush, actually, can you tell us the way you have started this whole journey? From where you have started, how this idea, seed concept came to you about setting up a forest, and that too in a barren land like your, Dharmapuri, and which was already having a lot of political conflicts and issues about farmer migration and many other issues. How did you conceive this idea? Where did this whole concept came about cooperative model? If you can explain, it will be wonderful.
Yeah, 1 second. I'll just put my headphones on. I'm better audible. Yeah. So, as I explained to you earlier, I am basically a college dropout. I started planting trees in '98, and I started planting. See, Salem is surrounded by hills. Wherever we stand in Salem, from where I come from, I can see hills around me. The school that we went was opposite to hills. In fact, the house that I live now in, we are just at the foothills of Erkard, which is the Chevron Hills. So these are the hills. I don't think so it's visible from here, but yeah. So Salem is surrounded by hills, and most of them are barren. And Salem is a hotspot for mining operations, for toxic companies. Vedanta has operations here. Kempla Sanmar was having its operation in Metur, from where our drinking water comes from. So, in fact, so all this have drawn me to a place where the drastic change that Salem has seen in the years that as we grew up, the lakes getting vanished, trees being felled by the hundreds and thousands, in fact, and the way mining has been happening rampantly, the way our hills have been mined for maybe granite, for bluestone, for magnesite, for magnetite, for bauxite, has rattled us very badly. So we wanted to, so all this drew me into either for nature, protecting nature or restoring it. For example, in the year 2000, I started planting trees on magnesite mines. So I created a small patch of forest there with 30,000 trees. And as soon as the forest was brimming up, by 2007, they destroyed the same forest. So all this draws us to a point where, because the foolishness is outright here. The river, we have a river in Salem, passing through Salem, called Tirumni Muttar. It has been converted into a ditch, like in every other city. In Chennai, it is the Coop. Wherever we go, all our sewage systems, industrial waste, all go into the rivers that are in the vicinity. So I've been witness to all this, and it not shaking me up was not possible. So that steering was there always. So that it started from there, and planting trees, and then it started from planting trees, then started coming to questioning the corporates, then this corporate greed model. As you question it, then if not them, then what? Not necessary that we answer them, but I thought we will give it a shot at answering it. It is no compulsion that we'll have to answer them to oppose them. No way. We can just oppose them for the sake of opposing them if we have the valid reasons right with us. But the way the state has been hell-bent on serving their interests and neglecting the basic interest of people, which lies in rural prosperity. If rural India is good, then I'm sure India will be good. But unfortunately, we have the governments right from 2006-7. I've been seeing the rampant, the way Manmohan Singh, when UPA first and then the second one, took up SEZ projects, took up land acquisition, took up, it was really steering from inside.
The way Operation Green Hunt happened in Dantewada in 2009-10, I was put in prison also for sedition, for showing my solidarity to Chhattisgarh. So all this comes together, and then the urge to establish models where people get empowered. So people's empowerment lies in self-sustainable, building self-sustainable communities. Sustainability then again relies on soil security and water security. And how do we connect all this together? So three things that I've been focused on: activism, conservation, and sustainable development. So I feel that these three parts, which can again be little shrunk to pursuit of justice and immersion in nature in a spiritual sense. So the culmination of all this would has led me to getting Coop Forest going, getting lake restoration projects going in Salem, getting us to question the why an 8-way lane is important, why land is needed for industries to come on my on ridden on my livelihood. Why do you have to snatch my land and give it to an industrialist? These are the questions that we need to keep raising. But yeah, so all this culminated into all this work of questioning, creating, and transforming. And Coop Forest has come out as a very nice model. In fact, it's been it's been I've it's been now 10, 11, 12 years now, 2009 to this 2021. In 12 years, a lot of lessons have been learned, but it has been a very pleasant journey, in sense that we have been able to establish various business models as we have thread through. I presently make bamboo furniture. If I can just show people one small glimpse. This is a small bamboo hut that I have built here in my house here. Is it visible, Narendra bhai? This is a small bamboo hut that we have built. It's visible, no?
Yes, yes,
Yeah?
it is
Yes.
visible.
Yeah, it's visible. So we started with this. We make a lot of furniture from it. So we make a lot of furniture from it. Then I'll show you a little more. My house is in fact is only with bamboo furniture. It's otherwise we don't have any other furniture actually. So this is a rocking chair. It's visible. This is a big cabinet, shoe rack, and then this is a small store that my wife runs. So Monica makes all these products. So she makes 150 products, and again the bamboo furniture. So this is what we do. And with green businesses, it's been a very enriching experience in terms of if quality is there and if economics is right with the quality part of it, people really get onto it. This lesson I learned long back from Areca sheet plates itself. And because Areca sheet plates, when we made it, Adke Hale, it's called. So I went to Shimoga, I went to the Northeast, I went to different places with the machine, and it attracted farmers, it attracted consumers alike because of its efficiency, the economics, and the design. Because thermocol plates you cannot hold in one hand, you need to hold it in two hands. Areca sheet plates you can hold it with one hand. So that way, green businesses have really convinced me that if the focus is right, at micro scale, we can really push it off. Yes, Narendra bhai, I hope it answers your question.
I open to any other participant to ask questions.
Piyush, could you tell us a little bit about its sustainability? How self-supporting this entire endeavor has been? Whether all your products are forest-based? And how do you do the marketing? Can't hear.
He just joined back. You may have to repeat your question.
Oh, you must have.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Otherwise, I'll just use the.
Piyush, can you hear Dr.
Yeah, I can hear him. I can hear him.
Ah,
I can hear him.
Basically, I was asking Piyush about the sustainability of this entire thing, whether all your products are forest based or and what is the marketing strategy like, and how this entire thing is a self-supporting thing, or are you still getting inputs in terms of financial capitalization from outside?
No, I've only for Coop Forest, only for buying land, I've asked people to invest money,
Okay.
and people have invested money only for buying land, and the land is registered in their name. The rest, all the products we make, we sell, and we make money out of it. And in between, when there was a severe drought, I also invited students to have camps in our Coop Forest site, which helped us a lot actually in terms of the camping income. Gave us a lot of push to run the Coop Forest for a long time actually. So marketing is word of mouth, just Facebook and word of mouth, and that's it. And not all the products are from the forest itself. Now we're buying saffron from Kashmir. We are buying honey from tribal cooperatives. We are buying pepper from Irkad Hills. We are buying cardamom from Idiki. So we buy products from outside, but majorly it's all from Coop Forest. Major part of it.
Thank you.
Yeah, Shyam. Anything else I missed out?
No, I just wanted to see when in this 11 years, when did you reach a point when you were when there was a break even, or in terms of self-support? When did you
in terms of, because there are a lot of other verticals, Shyam. I'm also into activism. I've got other ventures going on. Then I have a bamboo factory going on. Other research work is going on in terms of biomass gasifiers, etc.
Yes.
So it's a big complex maze that that is around me. It's not as simple as that in terms of financials, but we have made through it, and we have. I do not have a loan in my head. That is very clear. A few people want to go out of Coop, so all that I have to do is shift gear, ask others to come in, and then repay what they have invested in their land. That is all I have to do.
Okay.
Questions? Okay. Piyush, actually, can you also slightly elaborate what do you mean by this cooperative in your cooperative forest? What is the way it is function? How it is being you see it as an economic model?
No, I started with a different idea. As Coop Forest has been going on, as time has evolved, ideas have changed. So initial the idea was that people will come, buy land and start their activity, but it didn't happen that way. That is a very wrong idea actually for me, because now all my friends know that I'm anyway not going to leave the land as it is. I'm going to develop it anyway. So they don't give a damn of what's happening there. They said, Piyush asked for money and we gave it. And rightly so too, because the project was very risky. The risk were taken, and against advice I worked on it. It became successful. That's a different story. Then on second thing is that then as we have evolved, then I started asking people who want to do something of the land only to come and invest. Say if someone wants to either live, either start their green business, or start any new venture. It may be anything at all, but it has to be related with nature. It cannot harm nature at any time. So then I started to make conditions, draft conditions, that only those people are invited who want to do something from the land. Because I realized that we need a community to develop, local community to come up there. Rather than it being only a model for farmers from other places to come and learn from, it also has to be a thriving community. So now the efforts are towards building the community. And moreover, for 3 or 4 years, the biggest challenge was to get this power connection. Because without power connection, things were not like moving even an inch. So water was down. So the major land is upstream. So we had to pump the water. So power connection was the most important part, which I felt I should have worked on it much earlier.
One little question on the technical
Yes,
aspects of how did you convert this? What is the process through which you converted this arid land into a forest? I mean, it's entirely rain-fed, right? This entire area.
It's entirely rain-fed. Yes, it's entirely rain-fed, and it's very rocky.
Yeah.
In fact, we have put these stones to wonderful use. Narendra Bhai was there with us in the camp. So I'll tell you this one. There's one hillock in which we have done only smileys. We've taken the stones and just made it in the shape of smile. One smile below the other, below the other, below the other. All the stones had to be only arranged that way. 4 years down the line, that hill is unrecognizable. It's brimming with life now. So catch water where it falls.
Okay.
In the real sense, we have done it. Used stones, and once you use stones, once you stop water, grass will come. Preserve the grassland. Don't allow grazing. I have 23 buffaloes with me now, but we have a separate track for the buffaloes. We have no-go areas where we don't allow the buffaloes to graze. So grazing land separate, non-grazing separate, stonework, small check dams, ridges. The ridges have been carefully cut off and then the stones placed well as dams. The stream maintained very well, little bit widened, little deepened, not too much, but little deepened so that it can store water. Along the stream, we have dug a lot of ponds, and then above it, big check dams, then bigger ponds upstream. So all this has helped us, Shyam. All this clubbed together has created magic. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I wish there
and
was
not to forget tree planting.
No, and is there
and not to forget.
Sorry. Is there a portal
I'm sorry, Shyam.
in which we can know more about how this whole process happened?
No, Shyam. A few videos are there. They are enough.
Okay.
That is one of the reasons we have invited him to discuss. Actually, his documentations are
very bad.
Okay. What all kinds of plants do you have in your cooperative forest, and what?
No, we basically started with bamboo.
Helping and supporting each other. It's
we basically started with bamboo, Narendra Bhai. So now we have right from trees like banyan planted, banyan, peepal, atti, kallichi, ficus species, naval, jamun, silk cotton, etc., etc. Maybe we have wantonly planted 35-40 saplings, species that we have planted, but the natural growth of neem and other trees that comes there is much higher than what we have planted. So that has been one thing that we have looked at, and then we have looked at aloe vera, right from aloe vera to grass, what kind of grass that we would like to grow, introduce there, then bushes, then to scrubs, and all this we have come a full circle almost. And now that the water is being pumped upstream, now we can play with it.
Now I have one more question, Piyush. Actually, what is the difference you see? This is what usually in a plantation also will be done. How it is different from a plantation, and why you calling it as a forest?
No, plantation is something which is monoculture. Am I right? Here we have left lots of patches for natural regrowth. Say for example, we have planted bamboos. Yes, we have planted it, but we have planted it in one patch. So the total area that I have touched with my hands or my labor I've been touching with their hands must be hardly 30 acres, 30 to 40 acres. The rest all is left to regenerate on its own. The only thing we need to do is ensure that moisture retention is there. And that is taken care of by the check dams and all that. So yeah, so that's a big difference. And multi-cropping, no? When we planted any sapling that we plant, we ensure that we don't plant the same sapling nearby. Maybe one will be kodukapuli, one will be bamboo, one will be kodukapuli, one will be bamboo, at least like that. This is the fence that we have drawn. So for fencing alone, we have 8 species that we have used. It is bear, it is kodukapuli, it is galakai, then agave. So that way. So fruit crops, medicinal trees. So it's a mismatch. Mix of lot of things. And multi-cropping is obviously whatever we do multi-cropping anyway, and nature takes care of it also. Nature is the biggest giver. You create a space for birds to come, for small animals to crawl upon, and they will take care of the rest.
Questions from other members?
Yeah, Piyush ji, good evening. I
Yes.
visited you in 2011.
Yeah, Sumesh bhai, how are you?
Long time. Yeah, I have two
long
questions. One is, of course, and what kind of a cooperation you are getting from locals living nearby? It's number one. Number two, it's my interest, the sector which I am working with. So, do you encourage visitors to come there and stay there and all? I mean, right kind of a visitors. I'm not talking about tourists here. I mean, I know the difference. Yeah.
So we allow people to just come and visit and go, so that there's no charges attached to it or anything. People can just come, spend the day there, and then go off. But yeah, we have been running education camps for children, and for that we have been charging them, and with very basic accommodation has been done for them. But from now henceforth, we'll be planning henceforth. Now that again everything was hinged on electricity. So earlier we had the single phase electricity. Now we have 3-phase, and now we are pumping water. So much more scope is there. So yeah, some very reasonable kind of activity building around tourism will be looked in from the next year onwards. Obviously now it's COVID and all that, so we have that time. So from next year onwards, I'm surely looking at it. And the local participation, I'll tell you very frankly, locals have been working with us only as people getting monthly salary. They've been very skeptical of what we have been doing. Even the people who have been working with me have been very skeptical of what's happening. Why this trench? Why this smiley? Why this grassland is being allowed here? Why these trees? Why bamboo? Why this species? All these questions. Why composting this manner? So we do vermicomposting. We don't allow pesticides. We don't allow urea. We don't do all that. But then, as time has gone by, I'm really happy to say this to you. The people from downstream come and work in our place. In fact, from all over from all the periphery of Coop Forest, they come and work with us. The model that we have taken of trenching, of digging trenches, they have started adopting it now. But it has taken 1 decade. It's a slow process. They'll be very skeptical about it. But having seen water now they see, yeah, this makes sense. Last year we started harvesting a lot of galakai and amla. So amla, when I planted amla, they were very like sort of what amla, why amla and all that. I couldn't explain it to them. So this time amla was dried and we harvested 400 kilos of dried amla, which nets us 4 lakh rupees. Now they are all like, sir, 10 amla trees, please. Please bring it. Then drumstick leaves also. Like I've been making drumstick leaf powder. What drumstick? Sir, hybrid polan, sir. No, the hybrid drumstick. No, we will plant only. We had 2 old trees there. Of the seeds which I took, I planted them only. So that will take a long time to come and all that. Now, that's a huge revenue churner now. Now they are saying, sir, please give us your saplings. Now I am demanding, no, I'll charge a premium for it. They were like staring at me. So all this is happening. It takes time. It will take time. So, and I was waiting for this power connection to come. Again, I'll tell you, this has been the most important part. I'm again emphasizing on it because you may have water in the bottom. The Ganga may flow right below your feet, but there may be a desert upstream because you're not able to pump that Ganga water up. So that part we have resolved now, and now we are on the boom now. And by next year, COVID came this time, so we have made a combo of crops, short term, long term, like pulchikire, drumstick, vegetables, millets. We have drawn a combo plan, and that combo plan we will give it to them and buy back from them. Now they are asking us actually, so when sir? Yeah.
Why I asked you this, because now we are trying to work in Idukki, Kerala, Munnar.
Okay.
So, it's an after effect of the so-called, forest department's conservation. And there is an obvious conflict between people living there and forest. Like there is an existing scheme which Kerala government is promoting called Pachaturuthu. So we wanted to link this with tourism, because we get a lot of visitors there, and we wanted to make it as a kind of a traveler's forest or something like that, because you can rent the program, because otherwise it's difficult, because you need to maintain the a small area where you planted tree and all. So we thought it's a good idea to get some income from tourism, because people can also do saplings and all, and with that money they can manage. So in other areas it's working. But what happened actually, now what they say is, if you create a forest there, forest department will capture the land under this. It's a myth. It's not a reality.
Yeah.
And second thing, they're also saying that if you create more trees, monkeys will come, or other crops will be gone.
Get damaged.
I just wanted to share this here. That's all.
Yeah. This is a true problem actually. You create an habitat for monkeys, and they wreak havoc with other farming crops. So yeah, that again, now wild boars are there in my crop forest. Oh. I don't allow them to be killed. The farmers are scared to kill them. So, but then they go, they damage other crops. So it's a bit of big confusion, no, between what is legal, what is illegal, and what is right and what is not right. So this, we'll have to overcome that slowly and steadily.
Thank you.
And thanks, Umesh. Nice meeting you. Nice meeting of you.
Yeah, long time.
Yeah. Anyone else, people?
Yeah. Meanwhile, before Marie, actually, I want to ask you one more question, Piyush. Actually, it's not only you, but your entire family, including your wife, children, all are actively participating in it. And many other people have also, located themselves into your place with whole family.
Yes.
And all. How are they able to actually? What is the format you are looking forward to? Number one. Number two is actually often referred to whenever over these years, whenever we talk to you, you often have mentioned about actually how it is to be connected with a religious faith. Sometimes it is important how to get things done, including even some Ayyappa Vanam and all. You have named it to work with their faith. Can you explain this to slightly in detail? Actually, what is this idea of? One is a family and a society. Second is a faith and religion, and this whole idea of sometimes quite contrary to your political image you kept outside.
Okay. So family wise, yes, I'm very gifted that I've never been questioned by my parents also of why I'm doing things the way I do. I've got a supportive wife. Rather than supportive, I support her, she supports me. It's on equal paring. And she's come out to be a much stronger entrepreneur than what I am. And she has been the rock pillar of the actions or activities that I do. So I'm very happy for that Monica has been in my life. And children, obviously, yes, they have jailed into what is going around them, be it any jail. Last time I was jailed when Chinmay's birthday was there. And I was lodged in Vellore jail, which is 350 kilometers from Salem. So he put up a sorry face when he came to meet me in jail. He said, Papa, today is my birthday. In the jail, and I was like, aghast. And so family has been very, very supportive of what's going around and in terms of activism. And they have thoroughly enjoyed this journey also of Coop Forest, of the streams there, of the way it's come up, and the love for animals, the love for nature, the love for the work that we do has been instilled in them, like not by speaking or anything. They've just been a part of it. They've just come, seen, and they've been fallen in love with it. And after having said that, I have, see, the idea of everyone says, no, catch children young. That is why we started these education camps. So once we started these camps, I found that we are able to seed something in the children's hearts and minds, but there are hundreds of other seeds that are going to them. And when I looked into a little more carefully, religion is the biggest seeder. It seeds into us ideas that are completely, I don't know, like the caste, the idea of caste itself, this entire caste division has been pushed into us by religion. And it has gone so deep inside us, we're not able to bring it out. In India, 99.9% people are casteist. And it's very sad that just because of this one idea, you discriminate, you live with hatred all your life against others. And then a simple idea of something is going on wrong around me, and why am I able to question it? When I look into it, I can only pinpoint it religion. The way religion's upbringing is there, it really hits it very hard. Right from a young age, God is there, God will take care. You need not question. This non-questioning, this conforming to the set ideas or adhering to the stereotypes comes from religion majorly. So nature worship is what something I would subscribe to, ascribe to always. I've always been so Mari is the most prayed goddess in Tamil Nadu. Mari means the rain. And that is why in Tamil Nadu, if you see, especially even in Kerala, where I have little visit of Kerala that I have done, I see a temple and a temple tank together. That coexistence has been there. So water and it being our life, source of life, seed being the source of life, has been very clear. The idea is very clear, but somehow to go back to it was very important for me, because in God-forsaken areas, in villages, every village in Tamil Nadu or every street in Tamil Nadu will have a temple, but zero investment in library, zero investment in bathrooms, zero investment in anything to do in real good with the people. So this has been really rattling. And so Mari, for me, the first experience was Mari means the rain, and her true home are the lake, rivers, and the streams. And this idea connected well with people. We collected 4.5 crores for our project. 4.5 crores from only citizen funded project. No fund, no project writing, no reporting, no institutional funding, just going to people and asking for funds, and we collected 4.5 crores, and we restored Mukaneri, Amapateri, Pallapatti Tepakulam, Arsipalim Tepakulam, Ismail Khan Eri, Gundukal Eri, Nachnampatti Eri, and the streams. So that Mari thing connected with people. and they came out, and citizens project grew up. But then a design was lacking. A design is still lacking in how to connect people with this real Mari. Then the second challenge, this is with water conservation. For me, again, forest conservation is again the forest movement, sacred groves and all this I've been exploring from a long time. So Ayyappan Vanam is our birth child. From 6 years back, I started a project called Ayyappan Vanam. So Ayyappan Vanam is basically Ayyappan left the palace and went into the forest seeking spiritual enlightenment, which many other siddhas have done, like Mahavir, Buddha, and many other sages of this land have forsaken their consumerist world or material world and went inside the forest in the lapse of nature and sought wisdom. So why not again go back to it again and see that if this can be done again. So Ayyappan Vanam is basically where Ayyappan tells the devotees that I am Ayyappan, I went inside the forest, I became one with it. You have come here to create forest and I'll become one with you. So the day you protect forests, the day you nurture forests, the day you become one with it, I'll be one with you. So this movement has to take on. But then I organized a few meetings around it. A lot of people came and participated in those meetings. We all sat down together. The Brahmanical design, or the design of the priestly class, has to be defeated by another design, which stems from the same system of faith. The faith is not going to go anywhere. Even I have a lot of faith. Even I have a lot of faith in nature, and I believe in it, that it gives me every second of my life is dependence on nature design. So I would like to connect with it. So that connection to come back, to go back, so we will have to sit and redraw it again. We'll have to redefine it again in a language which is very simple, in the language with which the common folks who are supposed to become Sangis, we are able to draw them back. Boss, that's not the right path. Come back. Yeah, please come back to the true values of religion. Whatever you may follow, it may be Jainism, Hinduism, or Buddhism, or Christianity, or Islam, but each one is based upon the basic tenets of nature and its respect to its design. So I've been exploring around it and learning still. It's been a learning experience, but I'm sure that we need to work on it to challenge the existing disease of fundamentalism that has seeped deep down into the majority of the population, who are going around with a lot of hatred in their hearts. And incidentally, I've also been fighting against the godmen like Jaggi, Nityananda, successfully also. And so I think so this language, I've been able to much more relate to this language because of the nonsense that they've been spewing around. Yes, people, yeah, I'm done. I cannot talk so much. Yeah, sorry.
Well, any more questions? We can open it for a few more questions, Piyush?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Hi, Piyush. I would like to know. Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you, Rati, ma'am.
What all products does Monica make? And do you sell it outside the your area also?
Absolutely. We only do online business. We courier will post it to you. Can I tell my phone number, Narendra Bhai? Monica's number? Yeah, Monica's number is 73737. I will put it also. I think so I can put it on the chat section.
Yeah, that will be better.
I can send a message to everyone here. And this is Monica's number, 73737.
What are the types of products?
There's a long list, ma'am. 150 products are there. Right from ghee to honey. We don't make honey, we buy it from outside. But we make ghee, we sell honey, we sell spices, we sell shampoo. Our shampoo are very famous. And the most famous product that we have is Perende Balm.
I think Piyush has left. Yeah.
connection button.
Yeah, now I'm okay. Sorry, people. Google Meet is new to me, so any button I press, it just goes off. So this is one balm. This is one balm that we make from a plant called Perende. We have sold 10,000 bottles in the past 1.5 years. This is our most successful product. I'll show you the plant from which we make it. This is called the Haddjod.
Changalam Baranda.
This is the Perende. Yeah, you said right. Yeah, this is Haddjod.
We are familiar with this thing. Changalam Baranda we call.
Okay, wonderful. So we make balm out of it, and it has worked miracles for people. Sir, years of back pain, years of joint pain, and then they write reviews, and then I just post the reviews, and it's word of mouth only. And it's worked wonders. See, this natural world has got so much in it. Monica has been suffering from light COVID for 25 days, before 25 days. And that cough persists for her. So just last week, someone came and told me there's a plant called mosamosa. And just a little of it boiled in water has created immediate impact. So I'll show that plant also to you people. और निमिष में एक बार हट जाओ ना. I'll show you this plant. This one. This one is called the mosamosa plant. It's a creeper and it's very rough. It's very rough, but it's so effective in controlling cold and cough. Then we have another called Adatoda. Adatoda vasica is very common one. So that's wonderful.
That is Adalodagam. Adalodagam. That we...
Okay.
This mosamosa we are not familiar.
Okay, you can do a Google of it. You'll get better pictures. Mosamosa, the name is only mosamosa. It's very rough on the leaf is very rough. It's just wonderful. I just added it with little Karpuravalli. Karpuravalli everyone must be familiar with. This is Karpuravalli. This fellow. It's an instant smell. So this is a very common plant for cough cold. So there are hundreds of things that we can access, make products out of, and sell it. But the only thing is that it needs to have quality. You need to do good quality practices we need to follow. And if you just do that, good manufacturing practices, I'm sure it will be a hit.
Are you open to people coming there and setting up this kind of?
Absolutely. People, if you want to come to Coop Forest, set up units, we are most invited. We have the infrastructure, we have the raw material. The biggest thing is we have the market. We have the market to basically take it to the next level. So as of now, we have around 4,000 customers with us. That's quite huge, actually. Yeah, people.
How do you propose such a venture? Somebody want to start, come and invest. What will be the way forward if somebody has to take it?
The way is that we basically we give land for 22 cents at 2 lakhs. You give us 2 lakhs and you become a member of the Coop Forest. And within the Coop Forest, we have a separate residential area where you can build your residence. We have earmarked separate commercial area where you can set up your unit. We have earmarked farming area separately where you can farm. And we can get going. It's as simple as that. Crop forest in terms of rules and regulations have not been established as yet. I'm just leaving to be fluid because I wanted to evolve a lot of people to come in and then make the rules and stipulations of how we are going to operate. But one rule is that there will not be any rule anytime over anyone, except for protecting nature. No, you don't give harm to nature, and that is fine with us. And no sangi business allowed. Yeah. I'm sorry, but yeah, no right wingers allowed.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Yes, people. Any other people want to shoot questions?
Do you have flowering plants also, different types, or only trees?
No, ma'am. With flowers, I have not dabbled as of it. No. We have only taken little drumstick flowers, but no flowering plants as it. We have not dabbled with it, except for rose. Sorry, how can I forget? Paneer rose we are growing. Sorry. So we make gulkand out of it, and we make rose water out of it from paneer roja.
Vaishag had some questions, and Deepak also has some questions.
Yeah, please.
Piyush bhai, I'm Vaishak. I'm working with Sumesh. I just had a question like, do you have any comments on this Miyawaki conservation?
Well, Miyawaki is a good name actually, but this is what I've done all my life, because wherever I have done my conservation work, so this is a small piece of land that I live in Salem. So it has neem here, it has bamboo here, it has atti here, it has parende here, then it has sandalwood. This is yalandai. This is an yalandai tree. This is mahogany. That's bamboo groove. So I've been practicing close planting of multi-cropping species for a long time, but I don't conform to this idea of digging for 3 feet and filling it with a very conducive environment, because then what will happen is the plants will grow very fast, and then when they hit the ground, they will really get confused. That artificial thing I don't want to do. I can show you this small thing if it's visible for you. This is a nice groove of bamboo. Okay, very thick now. It's all gone. But if you can see the soil here, this is just some magnesite mines soil that was dumped here. This is a rented place that we are living in. This is just magnesite soil. Wait, let me show it to you. Full of stone. Can you see this white stone here? Or rather these white stones here?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is just a mining dump soil, and I've been able to plant it. I will not like to replace this soil because this has been dumped here for 10 feet here. Rather plant along with it itself. What the advice is, dig up for 3 feet, put a lot of compost, put a lot of mulch, put a lot of artificially dumped things. For people who have money, yeah, fine, but then the trees will surely go and get stuck. The roots will surely go and have a dabbling inside. But yeah, I propagate close planting, but not to that close planting level as Miyawaki suggests. As the people who are practicing Miyawaki, trees need sunlight. Okay? Like if you can see this fellow, this is Yalanda. It is now turned around, searching for sunlight. But I'm unable to. Yeah, this fellow is stooped now, in search of sunlight. But yes, yeah, close planting will do. Yes, multi-system, yes, but no digging the ground and no filling it with artificial growth. No, I don't subscribe to that idea.
Okay, thank you. I would like to visit you soon.
Please do come.
Thank you, bye.
Deepak?
This is my newfound piece of solace. So hand keeps going there. Yeah, people.
Hi, Mr. Piyush. Hi.
Yeah.
I've heard so much of your work, and it's a pleasure to hear you talk. My interest has really, in the last few years, been focused on connecting the ecological to ethical frameworks. And what you were really talking about was also within the cultural paradigm, like how are we looking at not particularly religious but cultural practices? And there are two kind of ways to do it, right? Like there is a larger mainstream discourse, and then there are the indigenous kind of ideas. And I feel they kind of require certain amount of focus and documentation. Like I feel we haven't really leveraged. I mean, we talk about caste, but the wisdom in, say, Dalit communities or landless communities, or the kind of, even for example in Karnataka, there are the Madiga communities who have such fine, leather craftsmanship. They've been reduced to now working in urban spaces as manual scavengers and safai karmacharis. So in a way, we really need to also look at the disenfranchisement. And Tamil Nadu, from my opinion, understand deeply caste is. So how have you been able to kind of engage with the unity of knowledge and make it plural, and also bring it to dialogue with this mainstream idea of Purusha, Prakriti, all of these philosophical, Brahmanical ideas? Like, how do we kind of get them to break or disrupt or kind of re-engage with those and reclaim? Like today morning, I was in a talk about Kali, and it was primarily by upper caste groups talking about the spiritual iconography of Kali. And for me, the striking thing about Kali as a goddess is that she's so non-Brahminical in just her appearance. But so it's so easily assimilated in mainstream. Now, how do we reclaim these and just fragmentize that place? I think that there's a real need to fragmentize the mainstream monolith in that sense, in terms of discourse.
Deepak bhai, very frankly speaking, I've half understood the concepts that you have been speaking about. I'm a very common layman kind of a person. Having said that, I'm still in my learning stages of what I've seen is religion and cultural practices being imposed upon communities for a profit of a few, which is very basically known. Now, we have from centuries together, we have used the marginalized people in way that it has suited us. Suited us means I am also from the upper caste community only. And for me to work around this very complex problem, no, it's very complex in terms of even understanding it. First, understanding itself is very complex. So for me, it is taking a lot of time to grapple with my own identity from where I come from, and then how I would be engaging with them. See, here itself I'm seeing them and me. Nah, here the difference is there. But to break through all that, and then there's this crass commercialization that is coming to every part of our life. That's a right of every person again. Not that the farming community has to be impoverished always, the tribal community to be impoverished always. It is not on the heads to preserve the ethos, the ethics of sustainability. But finding the balance within, and then ensuring that discrimination is eliminated, hegemony is eliminated, the crass use of the privileges that a few have. How are we going to battle with it? This is a learning process for me. For me, as of now, I find that the Brahmanical model has been encroaching everywhere. The priestly class model has been encroaching everywhere. Be it Buddhism, be it Jainism. Now, Buddhism and Jainism are two anti-Brahmanical movements, supposed to be. But they are the most crass. No, you won't find more discriminatory people than Buddhists and Jains today, the mainstream Buddhists and Jains today. So I'm also in the learning process, trying to dwell around it. Like, there are a lot of struggles that I've been a part of in terms of land acquisition struggles, especially. And during those struggles, when the caste question comes in, you're unable to communicate to a community that the discrimination that does not hold ground. It is not right. It is so inbuilt within every one of them. It may not be necessarily. See, Vanyards are the most majoritarian population in our areas, Salem, Dharmapuri, these regions. They are more Brahmanical than the Brahmins itself. And how it has come through, where it has come from, what cinema has done, what modern art has done to it, is all questions that I'm grappling with. But yeah, we have a lot to do, a lot to sit, understand, and because we have the privileges to do it. So the onus is on us to raise the battle of to raise the baton of revolt against Brahmanism, and how we can be ally in the fight that they are basically been at the end of it. They have been at the receiving end of that battle, and how we could be an ally. I'm still grappling with it. This is all, like, I could understand from your question, and this is what I'm able to answer. Sorry, Deepak.
Thank you so much. No, I just posed that not really as a question, but I think some kind of conversation I'd like to continue with this group, and also, through your work as and when. So thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Deepak. Thank you so much, Deepak. Yeah. Looking forward to learning from you more. Please. Yeah, people, then.
Any other questions? Last one question, anybody?
I just wanted to suggest to Piyush, probably he may have, he may be in contact with them already, but there is this, Piyush, there is this very old professor in Delhi University where I used to work, called Professor Babu, Professor C.R. Babu. He's a kind of a kind of a fakir-like person who is dedicated completely to this cause of restoring degraded ecosystems. So he has a center for the ecological management of degrading ecosystems. That's what he calls. Mostly he worked with the industrial waste and thermopower stations, and their fly ash gets accumulated, and where they first of all utilize that highly alkaline soil to something, and then they use microbes to actually generate the first layer of grass, and bamboo of course is an intermediate layer they use. I mean, because bamboo is quick growing, fast growing, and it holds the soil and so on. So I would someday want to bring Professor Babu to see your place, or whenever you come to visit Delhi, when you are in Delhi next, I would certainly request you or suggest to you that you must get in touch with him. He's an 80-year-old person, completely devoted to this, a bachelor. So he's a very inspiring person, actually.
Lovely. Thanks for
give his coordinates.
Thank you for introducing me to him. I'm sure you'll do it.
Yeah, I will.
Please do introduce us.
I'll talk to him about it. If there's anything, of course, Narendran has already sent some material about you that I'll pass on to him. But even in addition, if there's anything, you may suggest that if there's a website or something I can visit and download some stuff.
That's nothing.
Particularly about the conversion of this arid land into forest.
Yeah, there's this down to earth thing we'll do, actually. Yeah, that's all we have. Okay. Not much anyway. Yeah. recently Scroll did a small one. So yeah, we have only two.
Oh, Down to Earth did and that Scroll did. Okay.
Down to Earth did one, Scroll did one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Piyush. It was really a good
Thank you so much.
conversation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.